Welcome back to Reality Bites Back, your go-to destination for the latest news updates on topic. Stay tuned as we delve into the most recent developments in this fast-changing story. Let's dive in. John McManus is back on TV following his stint on 90 Day, The Single Life Season 4 with Megan Brown. John was introduced in 90 Day Fiancé Season 9 as Patrick Mendez's half-brother who lived with him and created trouble between him and Ty's Ramon. John's naughtiness won him many fans as he asked the overenthusiastic Jibri Bell to shut up during the Season 9 tell-all by calling him Spackles or simply entertaining them with his rude but real personality. Sadly, it failed to impress Ty's, who had to live with him. Ty's still has a grudge against John, and her displeasure is evident on her expressive face every time he's around her and Patrick. John tried his best to convince his brother that being with Ty's was a bad idea. He suggested Ty's was a scammer taking advantage of his brother. John's behavior messed up the family's dynamic, and he found an enemy for life in Ty's. And now that Ty's was back in Brazil for the first time in 2 years after her wedding, John had come there too, and Patrick didn't tell Ty's John was coming. Reality TV is more popular than ever. With so many to choose from, here are some of the best reality TV shows to stream or watch right now. Ty's had a difficult time adjusting to her life in America when she moved there on a K-1 visa, and part of the reason was John's brother Patrick. Ty's couldn't get along with John at all. While Ty's had differences with Patrick as they struggled with communication, John was very vocal about how he wasn't accepting of her relationship with his brother. Ty's was aware of John living with Patrick before she moved to the U. Yet she was wary of sharing her home with a stranger. Meanwhile, John's snappy remarks about Ty's and his backhanded comments said it all. Ty's was especially uncomfortable with Patrick throwing parties and inviting other women home around Patrick, and still, John threw a party in the house. John had even tried to get Patrick to arrange a bachelor party involving 100 hookers. Ty's was at fault for not having acquainted herself with John before moving. She was also unnecessarily rude to John when she could have figured out a different way to handle things. John wasn't understanding of boundaries, especially when he was going to be living with a couple about to be married. The brothers were living together in Patrick's home in Austin, Texas, when Ty's first came to the United States. The three then moved to Dallas, Texas, before Patrick and Ty's wedding. Patrick mentioned they moved to Las Vegas, Nevada during the tell-all. Patrick's home security job required him to move all the time. John also worked at the same company and didn't mind the occasional relocation as he was single at the time. However, by the time John returned to TV on 90 Day, The Single Life Season 4, he had somewhat already moved out of the Vegas house. While John's dating life was never discussed on 90 Day Fiancé Season 9, he became the main character of his story on The Single Life. John, who loved his carefree existence, parties, and vices previously, had now fallen in love and even changed his relationship status on Facebook to Taken. He met Megan when she messaged him on Instagram. Megan had the same sense of humor as him. John and Megan chatted online and met in person 4 months later when he visited San Antonio. John was impressed by Megan's looks and took pride in their sexual chemistry. 90 Day, The Single Life's John McManus has a new GF, Megan. However, the couple is having trouble seeing eye to eye on their future together. John and Megan had been dating for 5 months when he filmed 90 Day, The Single Life. Patrick and Ty's were convinced it was yet another fling, but John was certain this was going to be a lifelong affair. Being in a relationship with Megan meant that John had to accept her child from a previous relationship. John never wanted to be a dad, but he was now going to become a partner and a parent at once. Megan didn't like John's idea of not having kids as she wished to become a mother again. She was also in a hurry to get married to John, perhaps out of fear of him getting cold feet and refusing to move to Texas for her. She wanted John to propose to her within 1 year and a half. She only wanted the commitment and not the ceremony. Surprisingly, John did everything that Meghan wanted. "It's right now, baby." John popped the question to Meghan during the tell-all. He already had a gold band with diamonds with him. John ended up marking them as the first couple to get engaged during a televised tell-all in the series. Fans have been following John on Instagram.